Good evening. I'm Sergey Zhukov. I am a corporate business director in Russia. Today, I am going to make a presentation together with my colleague Anshul Sonak. We are going to talk about AI for youth in Russia. We all witness continuous changes. We see numerous challenges in our lives. Digital technologies have been changing our lives radically. Since the period of what we call PC centricity, that is the time when personal computers have become accessible to most of us, and we started using them at work and in our everyday lives. We have a lot of mobile devices, portable devices. We have slowly moved to data-centric world, the world which is consuming a lot of data, the world that is using artificial intelligence. With the arrival of digital technologies, information technologies in different parts of our life, we are witnessing new challenges. We see new demands, new need for new professions, for new skills. And that sets new tasks for education systems because people need to be trained to be able to do new stuff. In any situation, we need to rely on information. We know that some professions are becoming obsolete. We and many of our colleagues are quite optimistic about the future. With lower need for some professions, and we're talking about 75 million jobs, new technologies are going to generate over 100 million new jobs, but people will need to acquire new skills to be able to take those jobs. I love this chart. It's a bit futuristic. We have made up some new professions of the future. It should give us food for thought. What today's school children and students should learn to be able to live successfully in the future world. This should not be taken as science fiction. We at Intel have been working hand in hand with systems of education in different parts of the world, including Russia. I've been looking at this since 2010, and at that time, many of today's technologies seemed like science fiction.
You'll be able to find them just by using Google search. You can see them on the numerous websites where you'd look for a job, or it would be easily found on any website offering your professional training. Such jobs are becoming a part of the 21st century, and their value is gradually increasing. Since we are in IT, Intel has actually adopted our own skills, which we believe are required for everyday life in the ever-changing world. For the near future, these skills will be found very significant for the successful to make us a successful career. It's all about emotional skills. It's all about changing mentality and thinking. But it's all based upon social and economic skills, because we live in a social environment, we live in a community, and all of our activities should be aligned with other ones. How our decisions, how our services utilizing AI would just bring use and not damage to the society. The actual program which has been developed together with Intel. Anshul will be speaking about the Singapore program. It's part of those activities that Intel has tackled in Russia. Intel has been tackling quite a lot of education programs here in Russia. First and foremost, computer literacy. In the early 2000s, computers became available for education process. We would be implementing one student, one PC campaign, which would allow us to use the computer for each specific student. And we have been involved in this program, and we have quite a lot of interesting examples. Some advanced enthusiasts have been able to use computers even at PE lessons. AI for Youth is yet another program which we have also adopted for Russia. Anshul is going to speak about this program. Anshul, please join us.
Spasiba, Sergey. I'm really excited and honored to be here. I would just share with you how Intel is really looking at helping governments and education ecosystem really solve this bigger skill crisis or a skill gap which is required for building innovation economy and innovation driven country, as my friend Sergey talked about skill for innovation. So as we know, we are facing very extraordinary time, and it's a double disruption. COVID and automation both are changing future of work. Work tasks are changing, workforce is changing, workplace is changing, everything is changing that way. But more importantly, because of automation and COVID, there are deeper inequalities we are also seeing. So we need to really build a new way of demystifying and democratizing some of these new skills so that everybody, not just technical people, not just higher education people, not just technical industry, you know, address the skill crisis, but everyone should be able to get these new skills which we are talking. And that is where we believe that these skills really have to be given in a very demystified and equitable way so that a wider population can benefit from it. And not just technical skills around AI, but also the non-technical or social issues around AI, like inequality, ethics, transparency, biases. All this really needs to be understood very well for the next generation. And that is our attempt here to really bring it, because the jobs are changing, as we said, but people do not have skills. Adults who are getting into the labor markets is, are not ready because labor market is changing very fast. All kinds of jobs which require manual skills like agriculture, or it require cognitive skill like journalism, content writing, HR, or affective skill like nursing. All those jobs are changing. Labor market requires more service driven skills as we go forward, uh, more ICT skills, more technical skills, but those skills are not yet out there. And that is where our ambition is to really help people to be prepared for these new types of jobs. And as we see these new types of jobs, we recognize we require human centric, very responsible AI understanding. So artificial intelligence and machine intelligence have to come together in a very responsible way, because these new jobs will require more human skills as you can see, which will result into those new jobs which require more trainer skills category, more sustainer, more explainer. These are some of the new soft category related jobs we will see across the industries. And that is where we want to prepare next generation of workforce in a very responsible way so that they know both technical technology skills around artificial intelligence as well as the social skills around artificial intelligence. And that's the broader attempt to really demystify and democratize it, expand digital readiness for all, make technology very inclusive. We have a global goal for this: 30 countries, 30 million people for current and future jobs by enabling 30,000 institutions and partners. And I'm very proud to say that Russia is one of the first country in the world in our first year of operation to join this. It's a bold goal, bold movement, and Russian schools are all ready for it. That is what we are very proud of. And the results we are seeing from Russian schools are absolutely very good. I want to give you some more perspective of how Russian schools are actually implementing it. So when we say AI skills, three big goals. Understanding AI is a goal number one. So build skill set, build mindset. That's one. Then second, build access to right AI technologies, tool sets. So that's how you learn skill set, mindset, and tool set. So that's the second goal. And then the third, most important, whatever you learn, you apply. Apply in a real world, solve problem, create solution, social impact, or industrial impact. So those are the three goals which we really want every school, every student to role model, to remain competitive in this world. And that is the goal of the program. How we do this? We work with partners. We have some fantastic partners in Russia. We have some great educators from our programs, people like Maria and others who are doing very hard work to take it all over Russia. We provide our content. We provide guidance for technology toolsets. Then we provide program management support on how to implement it after we train your teachers, your schools in a coordinated, standardized way, so that the fourth component, the outcomes, the results are world class. So that's the program design. And the idea is then it results into skills. So this technology skills, as you see, data science skill, computer vision skill, uh, skills around natural language processing, machine learning, deep learning, those skills we bring in along with social skills around leadership, creativity, more human skills. Then explaining AI in an easy way, uh, understanding of ethics, biases, privacy, all these skills, so that at the end of the journey, of the learning journey, you are AI ready. You can apply whatever you have learned in any situation, be it in a job or outside in the community. That's the whole skill outcome we are driving in Russia with the support of you and your educators. We are very proud to share some good examples how other countries are doing it. And Sergey shared you that this program is started in Singapore and piloted in other countries. I want to give you one good example of what students can do. So this young girl, 15-year-old, she learned computer vision using Intel technologies, and then she thought that her classmates, they get depressed because of examination pressure. So she created a model to alert teachers when students are feeling very depressed. And because of the alert to the teachers, now teachers can counsel those students proactively. Now that is very responsible use of technology to really help those students who go through mental depression. Very important issue. Now this girl, after going through the program, is now talking about AI ethics, and she's wanting to become an AI ethics lawyer. Isn't that cool that a 15-year-old person can think of becoming an AI ethics lawyer after undergoing a program, and then talk about responsible usage of new technology like AI in a very intelligent way to help her community and also make a difference to her own life and become an AI ethics lawyer? So that is a kind of an impact we want to see in millions of people, boys or girls, be it in an urban city like Moscow or Pittsburgh or in the rural areas of Serbia. Everywhere they should benefit. So that's the journey of empowering next generation of workforce in a very inclusive way on this both technology as well as social skills around AI. We are working on a bigger government partnerships around the world. 11 countries are now implementing this program, and I'm very excited that Russia is a part of it. I'm very fond of Russia, just to be very honest, because in my school days I learned Russian little bit. Now I have forgotten little bit now, not very good. But I have a very soft corner for Russia, so I want to see very good results for Russia, and that is what I really hope. All the best to Russia. Thank you.
Anshul, thank you very much for your detailed description of the program. I'll just be speaking about how we have implemented this program in Russia. We've just started performing this localization of the program. Obviously, it was developed in Singapore. It was piloted in some Asian countries, and we have had master trainers here in Russia in the sprint mode. In a week, we covered 10 trainings, and we tackled deep localization, like translation into Russian. And then, second of all, as a company headed by Anshul, we have a number of cases and lots of beautiful examples to give some food for thought and to give some ideas to implement this program in other countries. But we had to replace Indian elephants for Siberian tigers. The program had to be adopted to Russian realities as far as the requirements were concerned for schools and additional training facilities. So we have coordinated and adjusted this program so that it would be suitable for modular principle, up to 144 hours, and depending on the application, this number could be reduced to 72, 76. So we would be working in blocks, in these pieces of puzzle, so that they could be adapted to different educational institutions. And I would like to point out that we have been using real tools in this program, real tools that actually, if we take a close look at the world around us, are being used in real industrial implementations of artificial intelligence, like a notebook based on the Intel CPU, an accelerator of neural networks, videos, and 3D camera. It's very important to use appropriate tools and software, Python and other libraries for artificial intelligence. And what's most important, that school children and students would be getting a real good portfolio implementing these projects, because it's the most important stage of this whole program, just to try and test it in real life. And with this portfolio, they could be much more interesting for potential employer. So the people, school children, can really try out whether it would be interesting for them to tackle, whether they'd be able to see them suitable for different trends. Anshul said that we have machine learning, machine vision, and language technology, NPL. With the pilot projects that we currently have, we have quite a lot of interesting NPL ideas that are close to Russian realities, working with Russian texts, because these rules that English texts utilize are the same at the level of theory, but we just need to train some kind of a network, some kind of a machine to analyze Russian texts, and then we face yet another challenge. It would be a very interesting task for us just to adapt it and make it close to Russian specifics. This program is a combined story, just to make sure that we'd be able to find a right way for Russia, where this program would be found most suitable and the way it would be implemented in the most in the best way. So I would like to thank the organizers of the program, so that they've given us quite a lot of field for experiments, and we have been piloting various courses in higher educational institutions and schools, and we have been trying different usage models to be able to find the most successful way of scaling the programs up. So we have different examples of implementing this program and scaling it in different institutions. We are going to scale it next year, and we'll find it useful, and we are open for cooperation to all of the players in the market, the Ministry of Education, the regional offices, higher institutions, higher education institutions, non-governmental education facilities. So this is a challenge really for us, for citizens, for our education system. It's a very important task for all of us. So I think I will be able to achieve great success here. Thank you very much.